The sun dips low beyond the hill. Shadow trees begin to still. Stars away.
Hello everyone and welcome to Heart Not Life Sailing. This got a job we're going to do right now. I wasn't going to make a video about it because I really wasn't getting anywhere with it. Since we got to Dominican Republic, we discovered that our diesel generator was seized. It took on salt water into the exhaust. We're not sure how, but some period during the downwind sailing coming to Dominican Republic, we never used it that whole trip, but when we got here, it got water inside of the exhaust and the engine had seized up. I've not been able to use it since. I bought some replacement parts for it that I put on, and that's when I actually discovered that it was seized, not because we needed it, but because I was just testing it out. I've been at this for a while. That's why I wasn't really going to make a video about it, because I didn't really think I was going to get anywhere with it, but I think I got a game plan right now, and I thought it would be beneficial to share what I'm doing with others in case you have this similar problem, because I've not found any videos online of people working to break free a diesel generator in a confined space. What I've got here is a Phasor generator. I think it's 3,000 watts or something like that, but that's besides the point. What I've done, this is the water pump up here, so I've removed the belt and I've removed the pulley from that. I've been trying to turn this without damaging anything, but it got to the point now that if I don't get this broken free, this is literally just added ballast that we don't need. If I can't use the generator, I'll break it trying to get it out. I've decided to start using a pipe wrench on this because it doesn't really matter if this gets gouges on it, because that pulley will just still go over here with the keyway. I just got to file it smooth. So I've been trying with bigger pipe wrenches and even bars, but as you can see, this is a very small space to put that bar through, so I can only pry that from here to here, and the flex in this table and the flex in the engine mounts gives enough give that I'm not putting enough strain on it with just this small space. So I couldn't get that kind of leverage on it. So what I had to come up with is a way to pry this without actually pulling down or pulling up on the tabletop that this generator is sitting on, because this is just bolted onto wood all the way around. You know, it's only as strong as these brackets holding it onto the side, so it has flex to it, it has give to it. So this is what I've come up with. And what I've done is I've put a shorter pipe wrench on here. It's a 14-inch pipe wrench, and I used a turnbuckle here for a shroud. This is a real heavy-duty turnbuckle. And I've taken my drill and I've drilled a hole through the frame here so I could get a pin in there. So I locked this end in here, and I got a bolt and a nut and washer on the top of it. So now I have leverage that's only between the engine and the tabletop. So that means the only flex I should get is flex in the wrench and flex on the motor mount. And what I've done to eliminate some of that flex is I put a wedged piece of wood in here, and that's on here really tight, and that's preventing this one from going down. So then now the only issue is the other side coming up, and it also has the weight of this engine. Most of the weight of this engine is actually behind the shaft, so it's got most of the weight of the engine plus those engine mounts, so it seems to be doing a pretty good job at it. What I've done so far is I've already tightened this down once and got it to the end, and for the first time I think I have some movement out of it. I was almost going to give up hope, and then right down to the last half an inch of thread, all of a sudden some ATF fluid. No, forgot to mention that. I filled this with ATF fluid to prevent any more rusting and to help lubricate any rust that's inside of there. So while I was tightening this up, a little drizzle of ATF fluid came out of there telling me that I possibly have moved this a little bit. Now I had a screwdriver here and a marker mark just so I can see if it moves, so I can see if that line moves away from that screwdriver, because it would be so slow I wouldn't really see it with my eyes. I'm only moving this thing a millimeter at a time. So really good news, I finally had a little drizzle coming out of here, and I suddenly have a little bit of hope that I just might be able to break this free. So let's give this a go.
When twilight's thrill, nighttime whispers nature's will.
Right, I'm not sure if you could see that in the time lapse, but I'm almost positive that just turned 1/4 of an inch on this flywheel, because now my mark's 1/4 of an inch past that screwdriver, and I felt a little jud. So that has been more progress than I've had these last 6 months. This is how I've been spending some of my spare time trying to get the generator back up and going. But never thought I'd make a video about it because I really wasn't getting anywhere. This is a little bit looser now, and I don't think that that monkey wrench slipped because that little marker on the flywheel is 1/4 of an inch past that screwdriver. Whoa. It seems to have just moved again. The whole table kind of shook. I don't know if you saw that. I'm not getting any more fluid out of here as I was before, but that could be because I stuck my finger in there, making a bit extra come out. But I've got about a 3/4 of an inch gap there now. I'm gonna keep on going here. Maybe we can see this in real time. After months of working on this, finally breaking it free. It'd be awesome, especially if I can get it running again, because I really don't want to have to disassemble this and take it out of the boat, and I'm in no position to buy a new one. I'm nearing the end of this turnbuckle though. I don't have too many turns I can give it, but I'm definitely going to take it right to the end. I wish I could find my other wrench set so I don't have to use a crescent wrench for this. It seems to always be slipping, having to readjust the width. Alright, that definitely moved. That turned about an inch now altogether. It just took the pressure off of this thing. And that's it. That's as far as I can take her. So what I'm going to do now, like I did the last time, I'm going to loosen it back off and then re-grip this a little bit higher so I can continue to pull it down. I thought once it broke free that it would be quite loose, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It's still quite tight. I wish I knew the rotation of this. I think that it's clockwise from this end. That is the way I'm turning it. I was told by my uncle that it didn't matter which way I turn it. He's pretty smart, so let me know if that is incorrect, but you can usually take what he says to the bank. So I'm going to put this in fast forward and we can watch me reset this up.
Coyote song, a distant cry, waves of grass beneath the sky.
Alright, so I got that. On the other side, I've turned the flywheel about an inch, maybe a little bit proud of an inch, 1.25 inches. Looking it up online, that's actually the reverse rotation, which is supposed to be okay for it, but I'm going to try now to rotate it the correct way. I don't want to continue going backwards. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drill a hole on this side of this frame and attach my turnbuckle here. So I'm just drilling through this angle iron. Do my best to capture those metal fragments falling into the bilge. I do have a filter on the bilge, but I'd rather just not get it.
Through the dark, fireflies fly.
That's the thing with these cordless drills, especially old ones like mine. They don't have the best chuck in it, so it tends to slip a little bit. Almost through, just catching a bird at the end. Okay, I got it drilled through both layers, the angle iron and the stainless drip tray, right on the very last second of my battery. Sorry, I gotta go in front of the camera to do this. Not enough room. I'm just putting a bolt and a nut on the wrench end. Alright, so I got that on there. They're pretty high. Try to pull this down here because I need it to start pulling right away or I run out of threads. Oh, I can undo this more. I'm gonna grab my other big wrench and try to twist that down.
The stage so light,
Oh, it's so close. Got 1 more inch to go. It's just not enough. I don't want to go too far or I won't go to tighten it very much. Jeez. Come on, there. Come on, get in there. Oh, that took some effort. There we go. I don't have the engine going. I was just able to get the turnbuckle on. The engine's what seized. Alright, gonna start tightening this up now and hope for the best. Let's get a marker here so I can see how far she's turned. She turns it all. Keep that bolt on the strong part of it where the shoulder is and away from the threads. I think it's already rotated unless I've shaken things. Maybe you can see that better on the camera than me. I repositioned my screwdriver just in case it shook. I'm gonna put a mark here between these two surfaces. Let's see what happens. that turn. Yeah, when it pops, it's turning.
Search the garage.
Yeah, turn again. So I moved it about an inch already with just setting up this turnbuckle once. So it's doing a lot better on this side than it was on the other side. So it must be getting looser. But I think that is it for today because my shoulder is exhausted and it's late and we've got some progress. So just in the last couple pops, you can see there those 2 marks. Let me try to point at those 2 marks right there. That's how much it moved. Those were aligned with each other after I've already thought it moved about 1/2 of an inch. So it looks like it's moved about 1.5 inches on one turnbuckle. So I'm definitely getting some movement out of this. And hopefully with keep working this, I'll be able to get it loose enough that it'll be able to run again. Because I really like to have the generator running and not have to remove it in pieces to get it out of here. All right, let's check back tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Come back next week and we'll see if we get this running.